Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Choujin X Chapter 10. When we last left our heroes, we spent most of the chapter being introduced to Shiozaki, a new character who was a baseball player at Tokyo's high school, and then was forced to quit after becoming a Choujin midway through the Choujin tournament. We see that he has, for some reason, presumably he's kind of fallen on hard times post losing his baseball future, has been forced to resort to thievery. I was not smart enough last chapter to realize it's very clearly meant to be sort of condemnation of the classification system we've been learning about the past couple of chapters. But yeah, the chapter ends with Shiozaki trying to get a soda, and he uses his powers to get the soda because it only takes these like cards that are becoming ever present. But he is witnessed by Tokio and Ely. Meanwhile, the two mystery characters from Chapter 8, whose names we learn are Ume and Ricardo or Richard. They're also kind of around. Richard is like a big baseball fan. But yeah, all that being said, let's dive right on into Chapter 10, Sinker Part 2, Dead Ball. And our picture here is of Tokio and Ely in a store with this weird shopkeep. Tokio's like swinging a baseball bat, and Ely has gotten her hands on a roller boy. Yay, yay. Good shit. Chapter 10, Sinker Part 2, Dead Ball. And we open in a cafe with someone saying, come on, drink up, have some water. And it seems to be Shiozaki trying to defend himself. He's taken Ely and Tokio out for drinks, and he kind of hems and haws, well, it's a long story, but Ely cuts right to the chase. You were destroying a vending machine. I heard Choujin aren't supposed to use their powers. So Ely has this kind of... I'm trying to find the right way to phrase it. I was about to say she has this very kind of black and white sense of morality, but that's not really the vibe I got from her back when she and Tokio were having that conversation with Sandak. But maybe you can read a black and white morality. She's very, certain things are bad. She jumps to the extreme with her answer being murder in that question. I don't know. Anyway, Shiozaki kind of leans back. Are you one of Yamato Mori's keepers? And Ely protests, well, I'm not. And Tokio explains, we're both in training. And then Shiozaki presses, do you guys know about the registration ranks? Yeah, more or less. And Shiozaki then says, Class A. I'm Class A. Oh, he's just lying. That's his plan here. And he kind of leans over to Ely. That was an investigation earlier, see? And Ely does not believe him for a second. On Soda Pop, I can't go into details. And Ely just stares at him, and Shiozaki tries to defend himself. No, really. And Ely just leans back. Aha. And Tokio tries to diffuse the rising tension between the two. Well, we don't know much about the everyday lives of Choujin, but Ely just kind of continues to call Shiozaki's bluff about this investigation. Does it pay? And Shiozaki just goes on, oh, of course, tons! It's 300k a month, easy! Ha ha ha! He's laying on a little thick there. Though that might be the kind of money he's earning in his bank robbery. Though in yen, 300k isn't a lot. It's not nothing. I think it's more than I make, but it's not that big. That's a little less than $3,000 a month, which he's not hitting it rich. But anyway, Ely is just not buying this at all. And then she turns to Tokio. How much does a drone go for? And Tokio thinks, I think a good one would be 100,000. Don't know about farming ones, though. And Ely thinks about it. Might go for Class A myself. And just that money, she wants her cash. That's who she is as a person. And she just says, might go for Class A myself. Shocking Tokio. What? What happened to farming? It'll be my hobby. I like it well enough. And Tokio's just super shocked at the complete change of Ellie's dreams at hearing that kind of pay, the supposed pay, I should say, Wait, and you're just okay with that? Yeah. And Shiozaki cuts through all this. Well, there you have it. I've still got some investigating to do. Ah, right. My gig is top secret. So you can't let any other personnel in on the deets, alright? That's a smart move, because they would like go right to Sandak or like Simon or Momoma, and he'd be kind of fucked right after that. Anyway, we then see Shiozaki leaving the cafe. That was close. Almost ended up in a jam. And we see someone who might be Ume. She had the face mask, right? Talking on the phone, I think, says, no, it was torn up. Shiozaki goes on, if the big shots that Yamato Mori found out, and then the woman continues, it wasn't the person with the drugs. If it were, I'd know. That's a something to listen to. But Tokio thinks, so it was an investigation. Guess there are all kinds of those. Tokio bought it. Tokio actually believed it. Is he stupid? I think he's kind of stupid. And Ellie is holding this box. Wonder if I'll find him. And Tokio asks, you were saying you borrowed a roller bee from a Southside kid? Wait, she's still trying to find the kid with the yay? Okay. Hope you can find him. And then we see this image of what looks to be a bunch of money, a bunch of bills maybe? Like a stack of bills or something. But then we see Shiozaki sort of smoking somewhere on the rooftop. And we have this image of him on the rooftop and then him playing baseball last year. We've got Shiozaki, the guardian angel of Tsuruhai, who's got a mean high-speed sinker, up against Seryuhai's powerhouse Matsura, the beast of the West, the living home run hitting machine. And Shiozaki and Matsura kind of stare each other down. Runners are on 3rd and 5th. Wait, what? That's not how... Huh? There's no 5th base in baseball, unless baseball in this world is just radically different from our own. Runners are on 3rd and 5th. With our first shot at getting into semifinals on the line, Tsuruhai needs to make it through this. And Shiozaki readies the pitch, he throws, and strike! Strike again! It's 2 strikes, and Matsura just stands there. Damn Matsura. He won't take a swing. So he's waiting for the sinker. You're on, Matsura. And the catcher throws it back to Shiozaki, and Shiozaki thinks, let's see you try hitting this. I'll prove myself with this pitch and make it to the pros. I'll make it out of the South Side, and bring my little brothers with me. So there we have this image of Shiozaki in poverty that might lead to his life of crime we see in the present. I'm done living a life of poverty. And these images of bills, it's a really, really cool 2-page spread here. You know, the yen on both sides of the spread. We see Shiozaki just thinking. His thoughts outside of the speech bubble just sort of not even bothering. You know, these are like the official scanlators. They don't even bother getting rid of the Japanese. They just put the English over it. The sinker. I'll win with the sinker. The sinker. I'll win with the sinker. With the sinker. With the sinker. Money. Sinker. Money. I'll win. I'll win. I'll win. I'll win. I'll win. And he readies the sinker. He throws it. We see this like greedy look in Shiozaki's eyes. He throws it. And this must be the moment his Choujin powers activate. He seems to lose control. What? Shoot! And it hits Matsura. And then a hole opens. I'm going to assume that doesn't kill Matsura, or else he'd be in a lot bigger trouble than where he is right now. But yeah, there we go. His powers have kind of begun. What the? Huh? Huh? A sinkhole? The ground did... Get a stretcher! Shiozaki did that? The crowd is kind of murmuring to themselves. He's a Choujin. A monster. So yeah, the worst possible time his Choujin powers opened up. And we see this another really neat image here of Shiozaki as this young kid in a baseball uniform. I think getting like a cap signed by maybe a pro player or something. And the baseballs all kind of fall over that image with the words, with the Japanese in front of it, he's a monster. Yeah, he's been radically changed by this instance, obviously. But anyway, then we hear a phone beeping, back in the present, I think. Huh? I think it's Shiozaki's. He picks up his phone, and then there's a little note that says, meeting at 7. We're doing another one? We just did one. Can't believe they're working me to the bone, those cruddy money grubbers. So it looks like Shiozaki is largely being maybe even forced to work with these guys, because it looks like he's kind of at the thieves' beck and call. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, we come to Tsuru High the next day with Azuma and Tokio on the roof, and Tokio asks, "What are you looking at, Azuma?" "The news." "So someone robbed a vault, but I doubt anyone could do that with a drill. It'd probably take forever and make a heck of a racket. And yeah, there's been another robbery in Minami City, as the last page kind of foreshadowed. Another crime by the same group. And Azuma, who should know Shiozaki, given that they were both members of the baseball team, can probably figure out what's going on. Maybe even better than Tokio can. Anyway, Azuma then thinks, but if it had been a Choujin, that'd be another story. And Tokio sort of mutters, a Choujin? And then he flashes back to Shiozaki at the vending machine and just hits himself. Oh! And then we come to class, back at Yamato Mori. And it looks like this Momoma is giving this video lecture. When ordinary people with the aptitude to become Choujin experience a tremendous amount of stress, they temporarily go on a rampage, a chaos state. Humans who escape that state become Choujin. However, what you should all be careful of is a second chaos. And then Tokio thinks that voice sounds like Mr. Sandek. So now I'm going to go on a bit of a minor tangent. But I'm trying to figure out what the difference is between Sandek with an EK and Sandak with an AQ. It seems to be the same person, obviously. But for some reason, they just have been going back and forth with the spelling. You know, at first it was EK, and then for a while it was AQ, and now we're back to EK. I don't know. More importantly, there's that line about second chaos, which will certainly come up at some point in the future. Just don't know when. Anyway, after class, Tokio stops Momoma. Miss Momoma, Mr. Shiozaki got his registration here too, right? And then Momoma responds, he did go here. Did he get his Class A registration here too? And Momoma's kind of confused, because of course, Shiozaki's lying. Are we still talking about Shiozaki? And that puts the pieces together for Tokio and Ely. The two of them kind of retreat somewhere, and I think it's Tokio who says, he was lying. And Ellie's mad, so he was stealing from the vending machine. That makes him a thief. And Tokio responds, I guess we're supposed to tell someone. It's just that it feels like snitching, so I feel weird about it. And so Ellie's like, alright then, in that case, we gotta talk to him. We're going to the south side. And then we see, we come to this dirty little warehouse. Come on, fork it over. Chop, chop, sucker. Anybody who bet on Tsuru High. Seriously, shut it. I haven't got any money. And there seems to be, I think there were 5, with Shiozaki, there were 5 members of that thief group. But there's only 4 guys here. You just gotta make more. Yeah, why not? Here. Get off my case. It'll be a breeze. We got our very own guardian angel. Yeah, one that's fallen on hard times. Gahaha! To be continued. Okay, so let's talk about this chapter. There's a lot here. I love Shiozaki's flashback. I really do. It's, kind of... It gives us the context that wasn't exactly hard to work out, but is very important in turning him from some crook into a guy we can genuinely relate to, who we can feel for, who I really hope does not just die. It seems to me that, the whole point of introducing Shiozaki in line with the classification system that I sort of touched on at the beginning of the video is to show the flaws in it. The classification system, as written, will try Shiozaki harshly for, stealing money. when he is not only doing it because he has to provide for his little siblings somehow, he's also kind of being forced to do it by these striped guys. So I'm hoping to see more of that as this arc kind of continues. But yeah, beyond that, it's largely beyond like that flashback is really the meat of this chapter. Beyond that, we have the teasiest little bit of who I think is Ume over on page 7, where she's kind of like walking by the cafe where everyone was. Like that line, if it wasn't the person with the drugs, if it were, I know. That has to be something important. It would fit with the masked boss looking for Tokio. And apparently she has not sensed that it's Tokio, that someone wasn't Tokio. I don't know. A lot to get at there eventually. But, you know, we see Shiozaki kind of telling his lie to Ely and Tokio, them sort of figuring out the lie. And thankfully, they don't rat him out to Momoma or anyone at Yamato Mori, which hopefully will give Shiozaki a better option than just, like, being sent to jail or something. I hope he gets a long, happy life. Maybe he becomes an ally or something. I don't know. Either way, a lot of fun here. Excited to see how this all wraps up. And hoping that Shiozaki is just... that good things happen to Shiozaki because he deserves it. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe. You know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!